Hey small group leaders, thanks for watching June 28th's training video. This month we're talking about hope, which I'm sure you know because it's the last week of the month. Our teams are gone in Mazatlan, Mexico, so be sure to let us know if you're going to miss this week because we're already missing some people from the Mazatlan trip. So yeah, just let us know, if you come up sick or have a huge family barbecue or something. So this week we're talking about John chapter 3, 1 through 16. You may have heard of John 3:16 before. It's kind of a popular verse. And it's a really popular story, actually. It's Jesus and Nicodemus. Now, Nicodemus is born into a religious circle. He's a religious leader. He's a religious leader that time, and most of the religious leaders aren't really down with Jesus. They're the ones that had him killed and stuff. So Nicodemus is totally interested. Comes to Jesus at night in the dark, sneaking up there, like, hey, Jesus, hey, how can I have eternal life? And isn't that the big question? Isn't the question a lot of people are dealing with? How do I live forever? How do I go to heaven? How do I want to live with Jesus forever? Well, Jesus says you need to be born again. And that's kind of funny phrasing. And Nicodemus is like, enter my mother's womb again? Because I'm pretty sure that's not possible. And he's like, no. He begins to, John 3:16. He goes through John 3:16, and our bottom line this week is when you believe in Jesus, when you believe who Jesus is, you live forever with God, which is so cool. And we really want to focus on eternity. How our time on this earth is important, but we get to spend forever with God, and isn't that so exciting? So let's live for the future. Let's not live for right now, and let's build up, eternity. Let's build up who we want to be in this life, and so we can spend our life with God in the next. 3 through 6, you get to, there's going to be balloons, and they're going to have paper inside of them, so the kids blow up the balloons, and then they get to pop them, and there are going to be certain phrases inside of them, and they have to stick the phrases together. So maybe have teams, or however you want to do that, to have a race, and they'll say something like, being born again means, and then you have to find the matching phrase. So it'll be good, and it'll help them reiterate the story. The second one is you guys get to talk about heaven, and what do they see heaven as? Let them be creative, let them be imaginative. What do you see as heaven? And then maybe talk about your favorite part of heaven. What are you excited about? Whatever it is, let's talk about what we're excited about heaven, and then let the kids be as imaginative as they want to be. Don't tell them something's wrong or something's right. Let them draw what they think of as heaven. So we have a big piece of butcher paper and have them make a big mural of heaven. And it's okay. They can be creative as long as they're being appropriate, and let them have fun with it. So K through 2, they have a memory verse review, and it's like the game memory when you're growing up. You have all the cards on the table, and you flip one over, and it has a duck on it, and you have to find the other duck, and you flip the other one over, and it has a bird on it. You're like, dang, you have to flip them back over, and then, someone else flips over a bird over there, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember this is a bird, and you get the bird match. Anyway, it's going to be like that with question and answer about the Bible story. So have them, thinking hard and using their memory and reviewing the Bible story. Also, they can write out the memory verse with an ink pad on a piece of paper. So they, stick their thumb in the ink pad and then write out the word, and it'll help them memorize the memory verse, which is really cool. This is the last week we're talking about faith, and a lot of people, myself included, committed to their lives to the Lord when they were young. And maybe they walked away when they were older, maybe not. And they came back because they remember what it was like. And they were loved and they were cared for. And what these kids are going to believe and think about Jesus is based off of who you are and what you tell them. So please take this seriously. Pray for your kids. Read the Bible story before you come, and just give these kids the best education they could ever have. Thank you so much for being a small group leader, and let's make the password today Nicodemus. It's kind of a hard word, so go and tell us Nicodemus, and we'll get you a prize. Thanks.